Okay, song number 5 is Bruce Springsteen's Born in the USA. Now, I would imagine everybody's heard this song before, whether you realize it by the title or not. This is one of those like ubiquitous songs in America where, man, I've heard this one a million times through growing up. You'll hear it at stadiums, you'll hear it, I don't know, at sporting events, all kinds of stuff. And it still gets a fair amount of radio play depending on what station you're listening to. So, Born in the USA. Uh, Most people are familiar with the chorus where he keeps saying, I'm born in the USA. And I guess I always thought as a kid that, man, this is just a patriotic, loving America type song, which is, I think, what if you just pulled people on the streets and asked them, most people are familiar with this song. And that's exactly what they think it's about. But again, just like the last song, Rooster, I had heard this one a lot of times in my life, and I never realized or put it together that this is about the Vietnam War. Now, Bruce Springsteen, I'd imagine most of you probably don't know a whole lot about him, but he is a very liberal, like left-wing guy. He campaigned for like Barack Obama, is usually kind of out there like helping out whoever the Democratic candidate is. Rewinding back to this era, Bruce would have been a very young man. Also, he's a totally, no matter what political party you're from, everybody I think would regard him as a very iconic American recording artist. But Bruce, he was very much part of like the New Left back in this era, which the New Left was anti-Vietnam War. They thought, man, this war needs to end. It's unjust. Bruce Springsteen definitely falls into that camp. And this song is all, I mean, a lot of it, the message is he's being very critical of the Vietnam War and highlighting issues and problems. Now, he was not a Vietnam War veteran. This is not his personal experience. He is just think of it as like he's a recording artist that is telling a story about a Vietnam veteran, some guy that served in the Vietnam War, goes over and highlights some of his experiences over there, and then talks about his really hard time adjusting back to normal life after he comes home. And then the chorus constantly breaks into that Born in the USA line, which is what most people are familiar with. So this one starts out where he's like getting drafted. He's going over to fight in the Vietnam War, talks about a relationship he had over there, his buddy who had gotten into a relationship with a Vietnamese woman, then coming back home. And it's like, it doesn't give you an exact year, but I'm guessing this is kind of happening in the early 1970s when the economy had kind of crapped out. We had stagflation going on. There was high unemployment. And this guy, like many other veterans coming back home, had trouble finding a job, and he's having trouble adjusting back to civilian life. So go give this one a listen. I'm guessing if I had to pick one song that I've covered today, this is the one I would say that most of you have heard before. That's my guess on that. But I bet you've never really listened to it close and if you're anything like me, you probably had no idea that this song had anything to do with Vietnam. But that's what the whole song is about, a Vietnam veteran who's having a hard time adjusting back to civilian life. So go give it a listen.